I'm really excited to do this video finally. As you guys know, about 8 months ago I bought the DJI FPV combo system, and I did a couple of videos explaining to you guys some of the features and just some of the things I was learning about that. And then I ended up getting tied up with work and day jobs and all that sort of stuff. So basically now I've got some time up my sleeve again, and I've been able to reinvest some time into FPVs in general. But before I take you on the FPV custom sort of journey, I just wanted to touch base again on the DJI FPV combo system, because I think it's a really important drone, and it was one that gave me the capabilities to sort of dip my toes into the FPV realm without sort of getting too pricey when crashing. So this gives you a lot of the capabilities that really make FPV fun right out of the box, and you don't need to have much piloting experience. It's something that anyone can do, and you can take it to places you wouldn't really even think about doing that in the early days. So being able to go to the beach and be able to do things at close proximity to the water is something that you would only really do if you're very, very confident with something like this. So there's a lot of stuff that DJI give to you, and I just really wanted to touch base on that before jumping into this. So I'm just going to talk about some of the features on this first. Okay, so 100% feature I love the most about this thing is the fact that DJI made it. So all the safety features, all the cameras, the obstacle avoidance, the GPS, the return to home, all of that stuff works really, really well. You can't deny the fact that just being able to take it out of the box, I know I said it before, but just being able to take it out to places you would otherwise never think about taking something like this, it's just such a handy thing, and it's such a fun thing, and it just means that anyone can take it out and enjoy it straight from day one without too much piloting experience. So that is what I really enjoyed about it, and it really gave me the ability to jump into this with great enthusiasm, because I just wanted to see what else I could do. So that for me was the number one best feature, just the overall DJI-ness of it all and the safety and fun. Number two best feature I think is the goggles. Not just the clarity is awesome, and you can see heaps of videos on that. But what I really love more than anything is the versatility. Being able to bind it just with one button between the two drones meant that if you wanted to start this off, it takes down one of the big barriers, because this is about $1,000 to purchase by itself. So it means that you can get all the parts over a bit of time and slowly build yourself up to something that at the end of the day you're going to be kind of used to anyways, because of the fact that you've had a bit of time with the DJI FPV combo. So for me, that was really awesome. Just having that flexibility, I really appreciate DJI for doing that. It binds to their air unit, the DJI FPV air unit, but also the Caddx air units as well. So that's just really awesome, and yeah, that was one of the big reasons I was able to do this as well, because the cost of that was already done. These ones are modified at the moment just with some aftermarket aerials for better reception, but it is just the standard headset, and the standard headset itself works brilliantly, so you don't need to worry about upgrading it or anything like that. It does work great just out of the box when you get it with the system here. Number three thing, or probably the last thing I really like about it, might be a bit contentious, is the batteries. They are extremely expensive at over $200 each in Australia, but because they manage themselves really well, they do their own discharging and all that sort of stuff, they work really well as well, so you get really, really good flight time. But just the safety again, managing these ones here can be a bit of a hazard, and these ones less so. They're still volatile and everything, so you can't get too complacent, but the run time is amazing too, so you get a really long flight out of these, so I really appreciate that too. The things I dislike the most about the DJI FPV drone is the footage coming out of it. The footage looks really good when you're just browsing through it and when you've got it in your digital workstation like Premiere, Resolve or Final Cut or something. But if you export it at too low a bit rate, then it looks really choppy and pixelated and no good at all really. So that was really frustrating. So yeah, as long as you keep the bit rates up, obviously your file size is going to be bigger, the footage looks fine, but if you're mixing with cameras and they can withstand the lower bit rates, it's a bit frustrating when you have to mix this with it. The other thing I found real frustrating is that when you're putting the ND filters on, which you often do, It weighs down this movable gimbal, and it gives this really wavy effect to the footage, which I'm not a fan of. It was another reason why I was looking for other options. So with that, in regards to the footage, those were probably the two main things that really frustrated me with the drone itself. The other issue I had was mainly with the controller. The throttle is really, well, it's not really like a FPV controller at all. And when you jump into the simulator, it doesn't feel anything like what it should. You can adjust it to be less springy, but it still doesn't give you the feel of a proper throttle on a proper radio. So that's a little disappointing. It's also a little bit small if you want to start using the pinch styles too. So there's a few downsides to that. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate if you follow, like, and subscribe if you like what I said. Trying to build a community here on the Sunshine Coast that wants to go flying. So if you're interested in any of that sort of stuff, use any one of the methods of contact to reach out. So always keen to do that. Thanks for your support, guys. Cheers.